All right. I'm glad to be here today. Today, I'm glad to be here. And thank you, Creator, for giving me this opportunity to put it on my heart, my soul, to really consider the path that you have me and my brother on, me and my brethren on, the spiritual path. Every day, Creator, you seem to be showing me that the world is really preoccupied with the things of the world. And even 50 years from now, even really less than that, around the time of the harvest, and even really right now, EOE, it seems like for those who are really paying attention, who are really sensitive to the unseen, that there's certainly a change that is happening very incrementally, very slowly, where it's really obvious that the kingdom of men, we really struggle trying to govern ourselves. There is a huge imbalance in the world today, everywhere you turn, meaning people who are left out and cannot partake of the freedom and the liberty that a lot of brethren in the current reality can. And I know that cannot be your desire. And yet we've had thousands of years and we just haven't seen to be able to make any progress. And it just seems like the human heart is always going to gravitate to its own self-interest, even to the detriment of his brethren. And so, Creator, I just pray for myself and my brethren and for anybody else who is like-minded that you'll strengthen us, that we will always keep our life in perspective as to what is really important, that you'll bless our understanding, that you'll grow us in our soul, that we will elevate in our soul, that we will mature, and that we'll always keep in our mind the big picture, so to speak, which is really our spirituality, and that we will always keep in our heart and our mind to prepare ourselves for our spirit birth, and that we will be willing to endure the current reality. I pray for my brethren. I pray for the unspoken prayers that they have. I pray for the kingdom to come, for Cosmin Day. Pray, Creator, that today you use my video, that you'll be glorified, that you will that you will bless our overstanding, and that it will strengthen us in all areas of our spirituality. And all right, brethren, thank you. My name is Jaquab Ban Yisrael. Welcome to my channel where I'm just a brother. I try to share from the what's called OAHSPE practical guidebook. It's a practical guidebook, and it's an amazing work that the Creator, latest revelation of the Creator, not God, whom the world calls God, but the Creator, is using to prepare his people for the new, what the Radiance Anthology, the book called Radiance Anthology, calls the new, what does it call it? The new spirit, or the new reality, or the new earth that is at some point going to manifest in our lives. And so there are brethren who have been selected, have been chosen to be sensitive to the spiritual, to be sensitive to the reality that we will one day, that we will enter into Jehovah's kingdom on earth. Jehovah's kingdom on earth. Now, there's a chapter in the OAHSPE where it talks all about it, and it's amazing. It's the most amazing thing you ever seen. I mean, the king, you talking about a reality, man, where you can't even think, Elijah Mahalia, good to see y'all. Thank you for joining me, and anybody else who comes on. Hope that I can say something, that Creator give me something. I think I have a good subject to read from later on today from Radiance Anthology. And I was looking at a video before I came on the video today, and it was about a man who was building. Matter of fact, I might still have it up. Let me see if I still have it up. Yep, I still got it up. Now, I was looking at this, caught my attention. This video you see on the screen right here. And the guy, he built a 2-story house. He built a 2-story house, man, and it looks like he did it all by himself. Not a real young guy either, Put up a time-lapse video of him building a 2-story house. And I just thought to myself, man, you know what? That's what the Creator made a man to be like. That's what the Creator made a man to be. It's not many people can do what this man here is doing. It's not many people, man. I mean, look at all the planning, the preparation that goes into something like this, And I just kept thinking, man, this is what a man is supposed to be. And even more, way more than that, where he's productive, he's industrious, he's self-sufficient, he's able to help others. That's a kingdom of Creator man right there. I'm just, thinking out loud. That's what a man is meant to do. He's meant to be like that. He's able to provide for himself. He can build something that lasts for a way longer. Well, I don't know if I could say way longer than he will outlast him. But he really glorified the Creator. Me watching this video, he really glorified the Creator to me, because I believe that we are so much more than what we are. And I don't mean to get down on America and capitalism. I just I don't want to do that, man. I mean, you look at the broken, there are many broken people in this reality who really are left out. And you read the OAHSPE and the creator, his mind is not to throw people away. His mind is to recycle people, people who have been broken, and, you know, who have been quote unquote left behind so far as the being able to partake of the fruits of the earth. And it's just one thing that help you to give to praise the creator, because this the kingdom. I mean, what this guy is doing is incredible. But you read the OAHSPE and you get the picture that a man, he is way far greater than this, where he can build a big house. Like, and the end of that house, matter of fact, I should show you what the end of that house, what the end of it looks like. I can show you what the go to the end of that video and show you what he eventually built. It shows you what he eventually built, the end product. I'm trying to get to it so you can, and it's a beautiful, the guy made, I mean, you know, in the woods, you know, you can see part of it right there. I can't find a good shot where it shows, like, you know, I'd like you to see what the guy made. You know, I don't know how long it took for the guy to do this, but it'll do like a shot. I can't spend all day trying to find it. Okay, well, that's probably the best that I'm gonna be able to do right there. So that's what he built. You know, guy built it. Looks like he built it pretty much single-handedly. You know, obviously the guy's got knowledge, and you know, the whole thing taught me. It's like, man, you know, we are in the same predicament. We're in the same predicament. Faithists, we're constructing ourselves. Hey, Nazarene, good to see you, bro. And thank you for checking in. Thank you for checking in. So looking at that guy build that house, I just said to myself, you know, really, that's what we are doing right now. The only problem is that now everybody would love to live in that guy's house. Everybody would love that. But who would want to put in the time and the work and the, you know what I mean? Who would want to put in the effort? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Ace says something. Hey, brother, I caught your study yesterday. It was great. I watched it. Oh, praise God. Praise Creator, man, if you liked it. If you got a blessing out of it, man, that blesses my soul. Yeah, it was good. I thought it was good, you know. Creator, he talked a lot about well, I forget. I forget what the subject was. I got such a short memory. I know it was good, though, because I loved it. So looking at that guy build that house, I thought, man, you know, at the end product, then they showed him sitting in the swing that he had made, and he was enjoying the fruits of his labor. And that's what, I mean, everything has a lesson in it. The guy, he built something. It took him a while. The work that he put into it, the blessing that he got out of it. And he did it for something that is a temporary thing. It's a temporary thing. And all that work he put into it, man, you know. And then it's the same way for Faithist. Same way for Faithist, man. If you can just keep that in, if we as Faithists, if we can just envision that house, our house, and what it's going to look like, and how we are, you know, constructing it. I mean, you look at that guy, he put a swing set on the balcony, he put like a room where he built part of the house around a tree that was growing, a big tree, just if we had that same opportunity, man, to build our house, you know what I'm getting at? We would use the best material. We would use all of our faculties. You know what I mean? You know how people are. And so we have spiritually, we have that opportunity. And when you think about it, you get my drift. I don't think I have to say anymore. Anyway, for anybody who's new, again, welcome to my channel. This is a channel for faithists, people who are able to, I would say the biggest thing with faithists is that a couple of things. They know what the beast kingdom is. They know what deity worship is. They can attune themselves to the voice of the creator. They know that the creator speaks through their soul, and that the creator is training up the faithists to inherit his creation, to inherit all that he has, his universe, his planets, his worlds. And it sounds kooky to say that, but this is a channel for those type of people. Again, when you look at the Bible, Christ, he just came on the scene all of a sudden. All of a sudden, he just came from out of nowhere. And it's the same with faithists. We've been here many, many years. And the time that we're in right now is pretty unique because the creator, he calls it a different era. It's a different era. And it's been here for a while, but it hasn't caught the attention of the world because the signs and manifestations of what the creator is doing now hasn't really been shocking. You know what I mean? Like we might expect. All right, now we got Sharice here. Good to see you, Sharice. So, but we're in a situation and we're just waiting. We are just waiting. We're just waiting. We are just waiting, man. Waiting to explode on the world stage. The creator, he's obviously got plans for the faithists to be a light in the world. We don't know how that's going to come about, but you know that the true children, they are going to exercise patience. They're going to wait, man. Just like it's in the Bible, let patience have its perfect work. Man, you can conquer the whole world if you can endure, if you can have a little patience. Oh man, you know what? It's about time for the soul confirmations, and I wanted to do something. I wanted to go to my room and show and look at some verses that I had shared with brethren. And if anybody is looking at the video, anybody new, I'm gonna move real fast here. Here's my contact information. If anybody, a brother, sister, anybody, you have something you're trying to be benevolent, you're trying to work charity, and you need a brother to who you like to, I could join with you, you could join with me or whatever, and we can make our situation work to minister and redeem the time that way. Here's my contact information. And you can contact me, and I'm willing to join with a brother or sister who's trying to make something work. Now we got Elizabeth in the room. All right. That means it's going to be a good day. Going to be a good video. People coming in for the soul confirmations. So here's my room. If a brother or sister is looking at this video and you're new to the channel, that's where you can go, where we meet, get together, and share verses from the OAHSPE. My brother Omi, and he's got a room, this room here. You can give him a friend invite. You can go ahead and give him a friend invite and join. And, same thing with this room versus brother and share from the OAHSPE, and, try to edify one another. Here's another room. Send him a friend invite. Facebook, brother has a couple of rooms. That's the name of that room. So there's the creator is moving, man. Oh, did I bump myself off the screen? I think I did. Let me see. No, I think y'all can see that. All right. So for anybody who's new to the channel and you believe that you spiritual, you see you maybe are under a vibration that you're not satisfied with religion, or your soul that keeps nagging at you that something is wrong, something is off, then we need to do something, then more than likely you're supposed to, the creator is trying to turn you on to these channels here, or these Facebook rooms that I'm showing you. I mean, one way or another, the creator is he's going to reach, there's all of us going to get tapped, meaning those of us, we got that spirit in us, some event, some vibration is going to get on us, and we just going to start gravitating back to the creator. That's what you got right now. Brethren, they got their stories, and they wound up finding the OAHSPE, the practical guidebook, and they got plugged in. They got the understanding that filled that God-sized hole in their heart. They got plugged in and they just started walking. That's the story, really, the bottom line of all us faithists. We sitting here backstage waiting to go, waiting for showtime. Really, I don't want to sound vulgar, but the creator's got a plan for people all over the world. Nobody knows us. We're in the womb right now. Can't nobody see us, but it's a terrible shame when Cosmic Day comes around and the spirituals join with the earth and there's power from on high. And now that you see, but you did not prepare, man. You did not prepare. That's the thing that just kills me, man. It kills me when I think about it. You did not have the ability to prepare the flesh. It overcomes you. It preoccupies you. You got no ability, man. And I don't want to sound harsh, but the creator, matter of fact, here, I'm going to do the soul confirmations. Then I want to show some things I posted. I want to show some things that I posted, man, that I found in the OAHSPE. I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's terrible. It's just, what does the Bible say? With knowledge comes sorrow. That's true. Now, if anybody is new to my room and you wondering what we're getting ready to do, because me and my brother here are we're getting ready to what's called create a vortex, or add to the vortex we already got going. A vortex in the world and in ourselves. I was talking to a sister. She said, hey, words have soul. And I you know what? Brethren, check that out. She said, words have soul. And then she put it in the form of question, like, right? Or do you think words have soul? I know they impact the soul. You know what I mean? I thought that was a hell of a statement. Words have soul. I don't know. Do you, brethren, think it's true? That sound like it got some merit to it, don't it? Words have soul. Do words have a soul? You know, man, you sisters say some incredible things. You sisters, where do you sisters come from, man? You know? If anybody's new to the room, read what I got here on the screen. Really read it slow. This is the part of the reasoning why we're doing what we do. So read this slowly. It'll bring you up to speed as to what we're doing here with these soul confirmations. If you read what I got here on the screen, it tells you it's like Radiance Anthology is really emphasizing, man, your soul. That's where it's at. That's what's, all the answers and everything is right there. I mean, your soul, you want to build it up, you want to train it, you want to educate it, you want to get in contact with it, you want to tap into it, you want to focus on it, you want to meditate on it. I read from Cosmogony and Prophecy the other day, and it said that, man, if you want to become a seer, if you want to get up on that level, is now it said some incredible things. Go out, live in the woods, and sit among nature, and just be still and listen and put away your appetite and get rid of your sexual appetite and get rid of your, it was like, man, you got to get on another level, bathe every single day, I mean, talking about things that you need to do in order to seership, and I remember reading the Third Testament, and the entity that is called Jesus Christ, he said, it'll take you 1,000 years to learn one of my lessons. Now, I have to attribute that to like Zarathustra or Joshua or one of the real Jesus Christ when I read the Third Testament. That's how I got to look at it. But it said, it'll take 1,000 years to learn one of his lessons. And I can see that, man. To get to that level, I think the Creator has got something. I mean, who can know the spiritual? Who can know it, man, in the flesh? Anyway, you read this part right here, and then read this right here, and that should help you get up to speed to why we doing what we getting ready to do, the soul confirmations. My room is I'm dedicated to, in this room here, I'm dedicated to, I want to know what I have to do. I want to examine myself. I want to prepare myself. I'm into preparing myself. And that's not a subject a lot of people like to get on. A lot of people don't like to self-focus like that. And I probably can't blame them. Life is tough enough as it is with all of its ups and downs. But I remember what the Creator said. He said he built life like a mountain. He made it like a mountain. Y'all remember that? A mountain. Have you ever tried to climb a mountain recently or at any time? I did. I climbed a mountain I went on a little excursion with some brethren. Now, of course, there wasn't no snow there. You know what I mean? It was like a mountain. It was during the summertime, and man, I was as close to fit. I think I had to be like in my 20s, and we all decided to climb it. And it was like one of the highest peaks in California. And man, even though the angle, it was like I'd say a 10-degree angle. I don't know. I think that's about right. It was at a slant all the way up the mountain. And you would think when you first start out, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be pretty cool. It's like you're leaning forward slightly, to walk up the mountain. You're leaning forward just a little bit, but you can do it. And man, you get about a half hour into it and you are wiped out, even though you were walking slowly, not trying to jog or, not trying to walk deliberately, just a leisurely little walk, and you will be wiped out, man. You will be wiped out. It took us about a good hour and a half to get up to the top. And man, I tell you, the sense of accomplishment, you get my drift. Let's do the soul confirmations. We're on this part right here where it says all the nerve currents of inflowing thought, all the nerve currents of inflowing thought. That's soul confirmation for today. So we're going to do that. On the count of three, we're going to do it 3 times together on 3. And get this, we're going to set this in motion. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All the nerve currents of inflowing thought and sensation are focused in my soul. Again, 1, 2, 3. All the nerve currents of inflowing thought and sensation are focused in my soul. Again, 1, 2, 3. All the nerve currents of inflowing thought and sensation are focused in my soul. Telling you one of the activities of the soul. All of these things, they're either like positive confirmations, or they're like telling you the function of your soul, or, something to elevate our telling us who we are, because we don't know our power, we don't know ourselves. And it's like the creator, he can't just lay our power on us. He can't just lay it on you, right? Just lay it on you. We have to be trained. We got to set our mind. You know what I mean? It only makes sense. We have to be indoctrinated to prepare. We have to prepare our soul. We have to prepare our soul, man. And it makes all the sense in the world that the creator, we need to know how, we need to know what to say, we need to experience it in ourselves. This is what we can meditate on. This is us getting our power back. And the whole world could care less. They could care less, man. They could care less, man. Yesterday, I think we talked a little bit about I was talking a little bit about the alignment of the 25th, and I was praying, man, that it was for a conscious expanding event, a consciousness expanding event, because that's what we need, right? The world, man, that is what we need. I have been following the things that the president has been doing, and he's really showing his true colors. He's showing that he's for his people. He's for his people. I've been taking note of that. His people. And what I mean by his people, I mean he is a white man, and he is for his people in his soul, and he is showing he wants to make this country conducive. He wants to make it like the 1930s and 1940s. He wants to empower his people. Now, again, I ain't trying to be racist, or I'm not. Ain't no benefit to that. He is my brother. That's how I look at him now. But we live in a reality where people are stuck on our different different ethnicities. That is real thick in our reality. And so the spirit, the things of the spirit, I forgot my point. I wanted to mention that the flavor of the present atmosphere is tending towards, in my humble opinion, towards a great upheaval, a great upheaval. I would think that I mean, I know that we're already sitting on top of an explosion because of the end of the kingdom of man and the advent of the kingdom of God. Oh, you know what? I wanted to show some. I wanted to let me let me let me go to my room on Facebook because I'm gonna forget. I know I'm gonna forget. Now there was a couple of verses I wanted to share with y'all. I don't want to get off. I'll forget. I'm getting ready to forget. That's why I broke off what I was talking about. I had posted some verses I really wanted to share. Let me make sure I can find it. Uh, I'm getting behind too because I want to do some verses on spirit and soul too. I want to do a quick word search on spirit and soul. It's got a lot of good in the OAHSPE, a lot of good verses talking about the spirit and soul. Brother Omian came in the other day and he was wanting to know about the difference between the spirit and the soul. And we got off on that. And after the video, I did a little word search on it, and it's real encouraging. Here are some verses in my room I wanted to share real quick before I get into the reading of the word. Just different verses where I like to share, hoping that whoever reads it, that you can get even if it's only a little bit out of it, get some sort of fruit out of it. So a lot of these verses it's out of context because it'll be too much posting to share everything to get to but there's enough in just reading the single verse to get some understanding out of it. Now this one says, again, the voice of Jehovah said, I gave man a time in the corporal form so that he could learn earthly things. You know, I seen a verse. I seen a verse. I seen a verse the other day, and I forget where it's at, but I might have it posted here. Where Jehovah, he said, I give a man like crying, a tear. He says, I give a man tears, I give a man crying, I give a man sorrow, but I come back with a holier light, meaning it's like that old phrase. Remember there was a song where he says, I may steal your diamond ring, but I'll bring you back some pearls or something like that. Now, in other words, there may be a little sacrifice, but the payoff is greater. And so it's like the creator it's like, explaining the nature of our reality. The payoff is always greater. Again, the voice of Job, he said, I gave man a time in a corporal form so that he could learn corporal things and to learn where the tree of life springs from. I made man from no self-existence of his own, but from myself. And in the place I quickened him in the life, I bound him for a season. See, that's where we are. We bound for a season. He says, but when man has fulfilled his corporeal life, I provide death to deliver him into a new world. Here it says again, Job spoke, saying, I allotted man a time to grow, time to attain wisdom, power, and love, a time to rejoice, a time of sorrow, a time to beget offspring and know a father's love and care and likeness of me. I gave him attributes of my attributes so that man can know me and my love. Now, here's something I asked AI so I could share with the room. And I asked it, when a person is born in the spirit, do all start off in the same place in the afterlife? Now, this was a serious question right here. Check it out. It said, in OAHSPE, a practical guidebook to the spiritual life, it suggests that upon death, individuals do not all start off at the same place in the afterlife. The text indicates that the spirit undergoes a process of purification after death before it can reach higher realms. Specifically, it states that when a person dies, their spirit is born into the intermediate world, a realm of learning, where it remains until sufficiently purified and reverential towards the Creator. After this process, the spirit is taken by angels to dwell in the higher realms, the higher heavens forever. So I found that to be a nice, concise understanding of our reality born into the spirit when for everyone. A nice little understanding. It says, additionally, the document explains that those who live according to righteousness and good works will have a better outcome in the afterlife, while those who do not, look at this, may find themselves bound in lower states. For example, it states that failing to love the Creator and engage in good works could result in one's spirit being bound in hell after death. How do you like that? And becoming victim for demons. It says, thus, while all spirits begin their journey in the same intermediate world, their subsequent placements in the afterlife can vary greatly based on their actions and desires during their earthly lives. Their actions and desires of their earthly lives. This says, I call them in darkness and they come forth, but they halt in darkness. And I call again and I send my higher upraised angels to them. And you have to think he's talking about Uzzians. He says, I call them in darkness and they come forth, but they halt in the darkness. They stay in the darkness. And I call again and I send my higher upraised angels to them and they call also, meaning angels also call. Yes, I fill sky with the splendor of my worlds and corpora so that I may stir man up to rise and enjoy the things I have made. We're meant to enjoy the things the Creator has made. This earth is supposed to be, again, I showed a reference of a video, a channel on YouTube where I get a lot of information from where these scholars, they were taught. I referenced the channel, I referenced the video where it said that they said that false gods, they have made us, they have duped us. They have, see, the earth was supposed to have been a paradise. But somehow, what's a good word for duped us, for tricked us, for deceived us? To get man to work for false gods. I should show you the channel again. I should show you again that channel where they show you that, and very scholarly study, which is why I feel safe recommending it to you. You got to check it out, man, about the spiritual, about how we have been made to serve false gods, how we have been duped. It's very technical, scholarly language, I admit that. But it's worth really digging into. It's worth giving it a listen. The fifth kind. And these guys and guys like him, they are really doing some damage to the scriptures. They are really, really doing some damage, man. Scholars like these people right here. Now, the particular video is this right here. Or let me see if you can, I think you can see it. It's called The Elohim Made Us Work in their Gan Eden, they call it, Garden of Eden. The Elohim made us work in their Gan Eden. Very, very detailed study, but I have to subscribe to it because I know that men have been hijacked, by false gods, even till today. So I probably could show you some of the other subject matter that they have done videos on. Here's a good one right here. I looked at that. And when I first came into OAHSPE, to help try to find out the difference between Jesus and gods and lords and all that. So anyway, there's a channel right there. I highly recommend it, man. I mean, very, very academic, very, very well sourced and full of academia. If you want to check it out, but that particular video right there, I thought was especially surprising at how we have been really played, how false gods have really done a number on us. So you might like to check that out. So let me get back real quick. And the creator says, I made man so that he might rise up and enjoy the things that I have made. But we've been made slaves. And even till this day, let me see, y'all are posting things. Let me see. Sharice says, I'm going to volunteer to build a house with Habitat Humanity because I'm homeless. Right. Nor now you're Sharice, you got 6 children and you are homeless, are you saying? Do I have that correctly? I'm going to volunteer to build a house with Habitat Humanity because I'm homeless, right? Right, nor or right now? Oh, man, I hope I'm not reading it right. See, ASAN says, Paul Wallace, he is married to an African-American woman. And Shri says, no, I can't wait to help other people build their homes too. And let's see. ASAN says, I used to network with them. Oh, you're talking to each other. Okay. So let me keep going in. Here's another verse. It says, my joy is in birth and growing up of souls, and in the joy of their joys, and in the proclaiming of their adoration for my boundless universe. Talking about the Creator. Here it says, at hand means is upon us, and is at hand means is upon us, is now underway, is happening. Now, this is a footnote from the OAHSPE. Many times you read where it says something is at hand or something is near at hand. And this is just explaining the difference of those 2 verses right there. You can read that. It says, to be not puffed up with self-conceit and to be willing to become good. These are the foundations for a good prophet. Here's another. It says, I give the tear. Oh, this is the one that I was referring to earlier, talking about our reality, the way the Creator does things. He says, I give the tear of grief, sorrow, and pity. But in its flowing forth, I come with holier light and power to stir up the souls of my people, where they shall learn to speak to their Father who hears and is attentive and full of love. Here's another one. It says, God said, now this is the account where it talked about young spirits when they cross over and how the ASAPs are supposed to take care of them. And I wanted to share this because it speaks of the agenda of the Creator. The agenda of the Creator for us. It said God said near the fisheries, and it's telling them that the God is telling the ASAPs how to treat the young spirits who were coming out of the earth, and to wean them off of meat, and how to do it. And it said God said near the fisheries. I shouldn't have started off there. It says, but in atmosphere, go and fashion a colony. So this is a God speaking to the angels. And he says, but in atmosphere, go and fashion a colony, and it shall be your colony in heaven. Talking about Hada. Take these young spirits there, not showing them the way to the fisheries because they were addicted to the fisheries. and the colony put them to work, weaving, making clothes, and otherwise producing, but go yourselves for the food at the fisheries, and bring sufficient every day, giving only to those who labor, or to invalids and helpless ones. By this you shall inspire them to labor, which is the foundation of the growth of the spirit. So, talking about labor, the importance of labor, foundation of the growth of the spirit, and eventually they will not only care for themselves but join in helping others, which is the beginning of the second resurrection. So I wanted to share this because that's something that make people run. You say labor, man. You talk anything you that refers to labor, and people run. They run the other way. And the creator is saying that that's part. He's saying that that's part of his agenda for man. So I'm sure, I mean, everybody I'm sure knows this. It's easy to forget, though, to want to forget. He says, as the corporal earth passes away, so shall the first race, Asu, pass away. But as I do not pass away, so shall the spirit of man not pass away. Asu, unenlightened man. Okay, I got it down here. Unenlightened man. Before the angels commingled with them, Asu. Let me see. Soul confirmation. Some about the OAHSPE here is not immaculate. Neither shall you have any God, Lord, or Savior, but only your Creator, Jehovah, and you shall worship none other from the time forward forever. I am sufficient for my own creations. You know what that means? I'm sufficient for my own creation. It means he's enough. We don't have to turn to anything. You know what I mean? Like some other stimuli in order to deal with our situation. When he says I'm sufficient for my creations, we don't have to look anywhere else. We don't have to rely on anything else. Drugs or alcohol and to all who separate themselves from the dominion of the beast, making these covenants to me, I've given the foundation of my kingdom on earth. And all such people shall be my chosen. By their covenants and their works, they shall be known on the earth from this time forward as mine, and shall be called Vetus. And then I'm going to read this and then go to the reading of the word. Let me see. Sharice's got something. She says, cool, in a Christian community, but they say to work with people of all beliefs. I think it's cool how they help people in need. Oh, here's a footnote from the OAHSPE. He says, the prophet of Job, he said, a time shall come when the earth shall travel in the roadway of the firmament, and so great a light will be presented that the vortex of the earth shall burst, like a whirlwind burst. And lo and behold, the whole earth shall be scattered and gone, as if nothing had been. Joby said, but before that time comes, my ethereal host shall have redeemed man from sin. Nor shall the inhabitants of earth marry, for the time of begetting will be at an end. Even as certain species of animals have failed to propagate and have become extinct, so shall it be with man. The earth will have fulfilled its labor, and its services will no more be under the sun. But the vortex of the sun shall be round, and the body of the great serpent coiled up. In the place where the earth was, the name of my far-off world shall come and fulfill the labor allotted to on the new world, and also fulfill their labor. Creator is saying that people who, and this it said, let me read it again because I don't want to confuse it. He says, in the place where the earth was, some of his far off worlds shall come and fulfill the labor allotted to them. And the atmospherians who have not been redeemed from darkness in that day shall alight on the new world and also fulfill their labor in atmospheria. If I'm not mistaken, Haida, talking about those born in the spirit, Creator says that they have to, that the plan for them is to finish their unfinished labor on another far off world that replaces the earth. He says, "My far off world shall come." This is after the earth, it's dissolved, is no more. He says, "My far off world shall come. My far off world shall come and fulfill the labor allotted to them." And the atmospherians, those are young spirit, those are spirits who have crossed over, who have not been redeemed from darkness in that day, shall alight on the new world and also fulfill their labor. How do you like that? So I think that's the think that I can stop right there. This is something that very interesting verse here. I was talking about this yesterday, and I believe that has to do with like energy transfer. I read this yesterday, and I thought it was profound because it seemed to say that, and I think that you brethren already know this type of stuff where basically people, can sap your energy, sap your energy. It says the excerpt you're referring to, talking about this verse that I got posted here, the excerpt you're referring to from the document discusses the context of vortexia, which seems to represent a form of spiritual life energy. It illustrates that a young child, when in close contact with a significantly older person, can lose this energy and thus become emaciated. This idea is then extended to the dynamics between spouses, where a negative partner can be consumed or diminished by a positive one, suggesting a dynamic interplay of energies within relationships. And I thought that was pretty interesting because that's one of the things I could feel when growing up, when it comes to, I mean, it seems like at some point you can feel that this dynamic come into effect where you're around people and they sap your energy. It takes a lot to deal with them. You have to put up with a lot, man, in order to, you have to expend a lot of energy. And as you get older, I think I was sharing about my experience with this very verse right here, where people, I mean, if you're spiritual, then it's something you really pick up on in relating these relationships that we have with people. And my mind is to cut those types of interactions, to cut them off. Those types of interactions, those relationships where you dealing with somebody and it's draining. It calls for it calls for a lot. It's it calls for a great, I don't know how to say sacrifice. I don't know if that's the right word, but as faithists, I think it's super important that we realize that we have that the OAHSPE, it talks about people who are vampire spirits. And I think these people they're really real, meaning can sap your energy. And the verse right here, it seems to be it seems to be confirming that. I think some people, lots of people, they're naturally able to do that, but then there are people who are not as good at being able to identify that and cut that type of situation, that type of spirit off. And I imagine that if it went on, a brother or sister could have his light put out. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I mean, I'm just trying to deduce from the verse here the seriousness of that energy transfer, that sapping, that's sucks sucks the energy out of a fetus, drains them. You get my drift. It's about time for the reading of the word. So let me go ahead and let's do the reading of the word. This is called You Grow Like That Which You Study. You grow like that which you study. Now, this is from Radiance Anthology. I think you're going to really get a kick out of this. Radiance Anthology, you grow like that which you study. So let's do that. You grow like that which you study. We are on a delicate path, man. Delicate path, man. You know, I mean, it seems like we have to be on guard. Faithus. I think there's um I mean, the unseen against the unseen. I know the creator, he said the unseen, it rules over the seen. And so it reminds me of the Bible where it says that, you know, our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and spiritual wickedness in high places. And so we have the benefit, man. I'm telling you, Creator showing us, I mean, with this, the understanding that we're getting is to be able to look out for the unseen that can do, a verse comes to my mind where it talks about the little foxes destroy the vines. And so it's the unnoticeable. It's like the creator saying, you got to be on the lookout, man. When you're talking about talking about in this reality, I was reading from that account in Cosmogony and Prophecy and talked about that seer, how he has to go out and live in the woods and pay attention to his soul and study the influences on his soul from just being out in nature or the wilderness. And so it's like the creator is calling on you to go. I imagine it's a form of like meditation where you go into um, you become sensitive to spiritual, I don't know, the influences, the things that influence us that we cannot see. I don't know. I don't want to get tangled up, but I think that the battle is the battle is more spiritual than we know. I think that's where the Ashars, they really got to step in and do a job. And, I imagine that they constantly 24/7 battling for us, keeping influences and spirits and, fighting them and that sort of thing, trying to protect us, guard us, watch over us. Now, this is called You Grow Like That What You Study. You grow like that what you study from the Radiance Anthology. May the Creator bless the reading of his word. The subconscious mind, which acts through the sympathetic nervous system to control all the involuntary activities of life in the body, is affected by the images or suggestions which it receives of morbid and diseased conditions. I'm fixing the screen. So it says, the subconscious mind, which acts through the sympathetic nervous system, the subconscious mind, the soul, the subconscious mind, which acts through the sympathetic nervous system to control all the involuntary activities of life in the body. The involuntary activities of life in the body is affected by the images or suggestions which it receives of morbid and diseased conditions. Doctors and nurses and patients who talk too much of diseases propagate and distribute menial pictures of abnormal conditions which find fertile soil for growth and negative and fearful minds. See, that's exactly the creator. He did it again, man. He got me talking about, this is exactly what I was talking about. Oh, sorry, brethren, for getting loud. That's exactly. Oh, man, you got me. You got me. Oh, you killing me with you be doing this to me, man. This is exactly what I was trying to say. This is exact. Oh, man. Because we were reading in Radiance Anthology the other day, or a few weeks back, I would say, and I read something where it said that we were born into a poisonous atmosphere. That's what I was just talking about before I even started the reading. This is exactly what I was trying to say, that we are influenced by things, even from when we were like young and fresh out of the womb, you know. We were born, the Radiance Anthology, they said we were born into a poisonous atmosphere. Basically, we are affected. I mean, I'm not saying anything new. You brethren already know that, or know this. We are affected by things seen and things unseen more than we know. More than we know, man. And the creator bailed me out, man. Because I was struggling to describe this very wording right here. He says it exactly, man. He says, you have to read the whole thing in order to. The subconscious mind, which acts through the sympathetic nervous system, the subconscious mind, our soul, the subconscious mind. That means things, the subconscious mind, things happen. You don't think much of it, but it has an effect on you. It gets registered. Your subconscious soul, it registers the things that go on, that happen. You think nothing about it, but it's got an effect on you. See, we was born into a poisonous atmosphere, Radiance Anthology said. See, now we doing the soul confirmations and we learning how to turning that ship around. We turning the ship around, you know? If you've ever been on a ship, I used to be in the Coast Guard, and when you need to change course, if you need to turn a ship around, don't you know it could take a couple of miles to turn a ship around, a pretty big ship, a ship over 100 and something feet. It could take, you don't just turn that damn thing on a dime, the waves, the inertia is pushing it, and the creator is the same way with us. See, we're learning, the soul confirmations we're changing inertia. You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. I was trying to talk about this before. I got to stop being so amazed, man, but it's hard. It's hard to see him working like that, man, and be quiet. It make you want to scream. Oh my goodness. I just, man, thank you. The subconscious mind, which acts through the sympathetic nervous system to control all the involuntary activities of life in the body. So it's like we bring diseases on ourselves. We can. Elijah said, what page is this again? I would like to do a deep study on this. Right on, brother. Let me see. Look on the description area and tell me if I got it in the description area. Look on the description area. Look, somebody look at my description area and tell me if I got the page number. Did I list the page number? Because, AceNet, with Radiance, see, I didn't put the page number up here. I should have put it in the description area. Somebody tell me if it's in the description area. Somebody let me know. See if you can let me know before I go on. Oh, shoot. It's not there? Because Radiance Anthology, it don't do things by chapter and, Shoot, man. I dropped the ball. I didn't put... Dave, all right. All right. Now we got Dave in here. Oh, I needed to ask you a question too, Dave. I needed to ask you a question. I hope I remember at the end of the video. Remind me to ask you something at the end of the video. Dave said, the subconscious mind, it picks up on everything. Yes. Even so, when the conscious mind only picks up a fraction of the messages received. Yes. That's what I was trying to get at when I was talking about unseen influences, and, I was struggling with it and trying to find words, and I couldn't do it. And the creator was setting me up to read this. And when things like that happen, man, it's just hard. It's hard on me to act mature. It just makes me crazy, man. The subconscious mind, which acts through the sympathetic nervous system to control all the involuntary activities of life in the body. So it's like we feed our mind this poison, and the soul, it takes it and resonate, and it manifests it in the body. I firmly believe that's what it's saying. That's the danger of these. Like the sister told me a couple of days ago, she said words have soul. She said words are soul. And I don't know if that's true. I mean, I could see it though. And it just was so profound that, and I could see it, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through this study. I'm gonna try hard, man. The subconscious mind, which actually, that's why when we do these soul confirmations, we tell in our mind, we got to do that. We got to tell our mind. You know what? It's like the angel's saying, you got to tell. You can't just assume. You can't just assume, that. I mean, you have to. The creator is like, he said, you speak to your soul, man. You're going to dissolve that poisonous atmosphere. You're going to do it by meditating. You're going to do it by speaking to your soul. You're going to do it by paying attention. You're going to do it by paying attention, man. Pay attention. That's how we're going to reverse that poisonous atmosphere. Pay attention. I even did a meditation last night, and I went somewhere. I almost did something strange last night during the meditations. I almost did something spiritual. I don't know what, but I nearly crossed the barrier somehow. I nearly did it I almost did it. I pictured a place, people were there, and I started walking towards them. Oh man, the spiritual is something else, man. It's real. Elijah said would explain also why the oral laws were initiated to help cleanse and mold the oral laws, cleanse and mold the soul, remind what's important. Thus, reading makes sense how we are to connect to the creator and with ourselves. Brother, you said it. You said it good, brother. Asenath says, spoke the world into existence. She did it. Oh, man. Oh, 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 man. Oh, man, I'm sorry, man. Oh, this is killing me, man. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Thanks, sister. Wow. Oh, my goodness. That is so brilliant, man. What you brethren are saying. Yeah, I think that's it, Dave. I almost did it, man. Almost. Yeah, I'm going to try it again tonight. I almost did something last night. I almost did it, man. I almost did it. I almost did it. I almost did it. Yep. Almost did it. I ain't going to make it through this study. This already, I'm knocked out. I'm way too knocked out, man. You brethren are saying things, and then coupled with last night, and then doing this reading. I don't think I can make it. Okay, let me try. It says the subconscious mind, which acts through the sympathetic nervous system to control all the involuntary activities of life in the body, is affected by the images or suggestions. Is affected by the images, and look at that, suggestions. The subconscious mind, the soul, is affected by the suggestions. The subconscious mind, the soul, the subconscious mind, the soul, is affected by the suggestions, the soul confirmations. The subconscious mind, which is the soul, is affected by the images or suggestions, is affected. Elizabeth bailed us out. She bailed us out. It's page 772. What I'm reading here is page 772 in Radiance Anthology. Oh, that's not it? Oh, okay. Oh, that's another one. Oh, I might not have changed the page number. Okay, so it's telling us the subconscious mind, the soul, and I'm just summarizing what we're looking at on the screen, is affected. It is affected by these suggestions. I know you, brethren. You already know this. It's just knocking me out, man. It is affected by the images or suggestions which it receives of morbid, but here it says of morbid and diseased conditions. It says doctors, nurses, and patients who talk much. That's why, oh man, the spirit is, I can't take this, man. I was wondering why when I go to the VA, I was getting a bad spirit on me because the way they talk to you. And I have been telling them doctors, man, don't, one time I went to an appointment, and I before I went in there, I said, Yahquad, please, man, please just be quiet. Just please, just suffer people, man. Suffer them. I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then the doctor, I went to the appointment, and he said, let's talk about this, because he says you're okay right now, but you never know, and this and this and that and that. I said, hey. I said, hold on, man, and I started feeling that tet-rack come on, where you kind of put your hands around somebody's neck and start squeezing. And I said, man, look, I said, that's why I hate coming here, man. You guys, you don't know how to talk to people. You be speaking all this death, man. And I'm telling you, man, and after I left, I was like, man, why can't you just be quiet? They don't know. Why don't you have mercy on them? Why don't you just be quiet, man? They don't know. They're like children. They don't mean anything. And so lately, I've been a lot better. They don't know. The world don't know what they doing. Dave says, what you experienced last night was far seeing. The next step is astral projection. Oh. He said, what you experienced last night was far seeing. Yeah, because he said the next step is astral projection. Maybe I'll talk a little bit after if I can ever make it, maybe we can have a talk after I get finished. It was different, Ace that says squeezing like in the cartoon. She said, no, you did right. Don't let them speak on your health. I can't. You can't. It's too many of them, sis. They don't know any better. All you can do is reject it when they speak it to your own self. Just reject it, man. So it says here, doctors, nurses, and patients who talk much of diseases propagate and distribute they propagate and distribute mental pictures of abnormal conditions which find fertile soil for growth in negative and fearful minds. When they speak it, they distribute we can't stop the world from speaking like they do. We can't stop them. That's why when you read Radiance Anthology, it's all good, man. It's like you get sick of all the goodness in there. Nazarene said, ignore them. I tried to. You open up the radiance, man. Can you imagine being in the atmosphere of radiance? Man, it's all good, man. I mean, it's just sickening sometimes. It has been noted that those who study the heavens live long. The mind of the astronomer expands to comprehend the magnitude of Mira and Betelgeuse and soars through boundless space as one thinks of distances in terms of light years. In searching for the meaning of this universal scripture of the Creator, the Spirit inbreathes the intelligence, which is the Spirit of truth. This meaning, which is the life of the universe, gives life to the Spirit. You who are disturbed and depressed by the cares of the world and the many duties of your lot can outgrow these disturbing states of mind by giving time daily to studies which will expand your understanding and intensify your feelings. It says, Dave says, what Usians believe and what we know are two different things, right? See, Asenath says, I reject all bad vibes and words over me and my household. I renounce it. I'm wonderfully made. Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it. I'm telling you, man, that's why it's, we in a fight. It's a fight. These people, they don't know what they're doing. You can't get mad at them. They're children. They don't know what they're doing. Seek to catch glimpses of the great meaning of things. Seek to catch glimpses of the great meaning of things, which is spirit or sustaining life of all that lives. Seek that spiritual knowledge which will cause you to contemplate with all the grandeur of the mighty creator whose marvelous presence is manifest in all laws and all forms of the universe. Yeah. The seemingly dull, commonplace, and monotonous conditions in your surroundings are so because your spirit is tired and heavy with the darkness of mortal thoughts. I would show you that by a change of mental state induced by study and creative thought, you can commune and become acquainted with your creator, your living, loving source of infinite light. That's why I think last night that inspiration came on me to induce, I don't know how to describe it. I just felt like I'm gonna try to find the creator. I'm gonna try to find him. I'm gonna try to meditate. I'm gonna keep doing it too. They said, I would show you that by a change of mental state, and it's induced by study and creative thought. So the same go for all of us. Our soul, your soul, it says you can commune and become acquainted with your creator, your living, loving source of infinite light. You can feel the inner presence within you, enlightening your understanding and transforming your feelings until the dullness of your life is illuminated with infinite glory. A knowledge of the Creator will reveal that ever present is always with you. Your recognition of this mighty intelligence, all in all, your recognition of this mighty intelligence, all in all, attunes your mind to an exalted state of mind in which you can receive the blessings of the angelic beings who express infinite love. Your recognition will grow into faith, and this living spiritual faith will open your mind to the healing peace of all mind. When you go out of doors, feel that you are walking within the very nature of the Creator. Feel that the earth is giving you its magnetic radiance. The atmosphere is filling you with invigorating vitality, and the sun is pouring its mighty energy into your being. Feel that the life and beauty of the Creator manifesting through all nature is giving you a magnetic and spiritual blessing, and attuning your mind to the realization that you are one with infinite life and harmony. This recognition of the presence of the Creator in all things will make infinite life and healing power as real to your imagination as ill health made disease real to you. From it, you will gain a living faith, which will restore health to your body and peace to your mind. Let me read that again. It says, this recognition of the presence of the Creator in all things will make infinite life and healing power. This recognition of the presence of the Creator will make infinite life and healing power as real to your imagination as ill health made disease real to you. Ill health made disease real to you. See, I believed it and it manifested. From it, you will gain a living faith which will restore health to your body and peace to your mind. Contemplate the beauty and power of the Almighty Will, whose presence is manifest in all forms of life. And you will be attuned to the mighty harmonies. You'll be attuned to the mighty harmonies of the all perfect nature. The all perfect nature. To the all perfect nature. To the all perfect nature and feel the thrill of infinite life pervading, increasing your life. You will grow like that which you study. 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 He says, you will grow like that which you study. Contemplate the beauty of nature, and you will become one with the spirit of universal nature, which is the presence of all life. Contemplate the life of the bee, which is pictured that intangible, mysterious, pervasive spirit of the hive as the intuitive wisdom, which acts through every bee. Intuitive wisdom, which acts through every bee in a hive community. Intuitive wisdom, which acts through every bee. Intuitive wisdom, which acts through every bee in a hive community. From this and similar studies, you will realize that each one of nature's forms is a door to a kingdom of life, of beauty, and of boundless wisdom. Intuitive wisdom. Intuitive wisdom. You will perceive more clearly that all forms are physical manifestations of spiritual entities. And that these spiritual entities or wills are drawing their intelligence and power from the infinite creator. They're drawing their intelligence and power from the infinite creator. Physical manifestations of spiritual entities. Physical manifestations of spiritual entities. They are infinite intelligence made manifest. They are infinite intelligence made manifest. Examine any form of life. Examine any form of life. Examine any form of life. And you will perceive a wisdom and skill so profound that your deepest thinking cannot fathom it. Human beings are the greatest of all nature's manifestations. The fact that your spiritual will has organized your physical form, your spiritual will has organized your physical form. The fact that your spiritual will has organized your physical form. And that it has the power to sustain its life and give activity to all its functions proves the truth of the proposition that you are endowed with dominion. Your own thought, feeling, and will can mar our strength on this spiritual character. which is the invisible pattern upon which your flesh is woven. By the cultivation of your creative thought, you can increase the organizing power of your spirit. Your thoughts can create disease or health in your body. Study and contemplate the mighty life of the Creator within and all about you, that your mind may be filled with the breath of Jehovah's Spirit and your body be renewed and reformed into a living image of health and perfection. Countless millions have been healed of chronic ailments by the study of spiritual truths which have attuned their minds to the love and wisdom of the Creator. The loving beneficence never ceases its healing ministrations. That loving beneficence never ceases its healing ministrations. Knowledge of spiritual realities will make your mind vibrant. Knowledge of spiritual realities will make your mind vibrant with faith in all goodness and mercy. You can become joyously vital with the knowledge of the presence and power of the I Am and radiate the infinite love to bless and heal all souls in your world. And that will be the reading of the word. Thank you, Creator, for this word where you are telling us that it is up to us and the power that we have that lays dormant within each of us. And so, Creator, I just thank you for this word and the way you help to explain the influences of the unseen upon the seen and the power that we have over them. And I pray you help us to learn this lesson so that we can first learn and then we can implement these lessons and then turn and bless and heal our brethren. I pray, Creator, that you will teach us, and I call upon all who are willing and our soul power to infuse this lesson of our soul and the power that we have, the dominion that we have, into our spirit. Thank you for the study, Creator, on showing us that we have abilities when we go within ourselves and we meditate on our higher self, when we vibrate to the higher light, that we have power over the unseen influences that cause us many of the problems that we have in our present reality. We have the power. We live in a world where there is a great ignorance and poisonous atmosphere, and I pray, Creator, that myself, my brethren, that you would day by day immune us, that we would learn to immune ourselves to the forces, the unseen forces that greatly affect us, because we have power over these things. we can turn these things around, manifest power, and the time has come. So, Creator, thank you for this word. We go now, and I pray for the soul confirmations, that the soul confirmation that we can infuse these things into our minds, our hearts, that we can manifest these things, that we can strengthen our souls. So, Creator, I thank you for this reading. Really thank you for this reading. And I just pray that these things can sink down deep into our spirit. So thank you. And brethren, that's it. Reading of the word. What an amazing thing. It's hard. It's hard. Man, it's hard to sit still sometimes reading this stuff. You will grow like that what you study. And we hear that all the time, man. You know, basically, it's the Creator just continuing to give power to us, continuing to tell us that we have power. We have power. We've been corrupted. We've been in a poisonous atmosphere. This is how the unseen has affected you. But you have the power over these things. We have the power. All the time you read, man, all the time we read about looking and seeing the Creator and everything. So, brethren, that's it for today, man. I'm telling you, I'm just, oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I was sitting here trying to figure out how to talk, and I had to really struggle for words, and the Creator really bailed me out, man. Talking about the unseen and how it affects the seen. And man, oh man, oh man. Hey, Dave, are you still here? I wanted to ask you a quick question. If you're still here, are you still here before I close it out? Let me know if you're still here. If not, let me put the link in the room just in case. If not, that's cool. I'll just get you another time. So, brethren, let's go ahead and do the soul confirmation before I forget. So, do that, and then we can close the video. Oh, okay, you still here, bro? Thanks. Let's do the soul confirmation first, and then I'm gonna close it out. All right. So, brethren, let's do the soul confirmation. It starts with all the nerve currents. So let's do that, and then go ahead and then I can go ahead and close the video. All right. Here's the one we're doing. All the nerve currents. Do that 3 times together on 3. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All the nerve currents of inflowing thought and sensation are focused in my soul. Again, 1, 2, 3. All the nerve currents of inflowing thought and sensations are focused in my soul. Again, 1, 2, 3. All the nerve currents of inflowing thought and sensation are focused in my soul. And brethren, that's it for January 28th, 2025. The soul confirmations for January 28th, 2025, brethren. All right. So be blessed. Thank you for joining me. And Dave, I'm going to just send you a private message. I think I'm going to just send you a private message about a question that I have. I'm going to send you a private message. I'll send you a private message. So just look out for that. And then, you know, I don't, after the video, see if I can, sometime today or tomorrow. So So, brethren, that's it, man. Thanks for joining me. Tomorrow, there won't be any video, be in Bible study tomorrow. And so, thank you for joining me, your fellowship, and pray that the Cosmin Day, or not pray that, but keep in mind, man, Cosmin Day and that the Creator, that the manifestation of it, a move on the world to increase the global consciousness. Again, I'm a brother and I keep up. I try to keep up with what way the world is moving. And as a way to be aware spiritually where we're headed. And so I think one way that you can tell is when you see the one thing that I really been paying attention to is governments. And there is an incredible rise in what's a good word for discontent that seems to be in the land. And the Creator talks about, when a government does not serve the people. And if you are sensitive to the to a Cosmin Day, then these things, they kind of jump out at you. You kind of notice when you look around you, social media, and listening to people talk, and so thank you, brother, for joining me. Nothing going on tomorrow. Thank you, Creator, for the reading. All right. So, brethren, until I see you again, no video Wednesday. So Thursday, until I see you again, Creator bless you. Thank you for joining me. And peace be unto you. Yeah, shalom. Yeah, that's it. Anarchy. Nazarene. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to think of that word. You must know I was trying to think of that word. Yeah. All right. So, brethren, thank you for joining me. And until I see you again, peace be unto you. Shalom.